Well, hey there. Welcome to the Movie Review Mom YouTube channel. Yay! I'm the mom and I do the movie reviews. And my goal is to give you the heads up on filmmaking quality and content so that you can make the best decision for you and your family as to whether or not you want to spend time or money or both watching a specific film. So today, the movie I'm reviewing is called Chile 76, as in the country Chile. It opens theatrically on May 5th, 2023 at Film at Lincoln Center and the International Film Center in New York City, and May 12th at the Laemmle Theaters in Los Angeles, followed then by a national expansion. So heads up on this one, it is rated PG. It is an hour and 35 minutes. So I'm going to give you an overview in a nutshell, and then I'll point out things I liked and didn't like, as well as offer tips for parents, themes worth talking about, interesting lines, funny lines if there are any, and then recommendations for other films that are sort of similar that I think you might also like if you like this one. All right, you ready to dive in? Off we go. This Chilean thriller was written and directed by Manuela Martelli. I was pleased to receive a press screener of the film because I love seeing what kind of work other countries are doing and producing. So if you're tired of watching franchise sequels and superhero movies, you might be interested in taking a look at this foreign film. I saw the movie in Spanish with English subtitles, and we'll see as they expand their distribution if they offer it in dubbing where you can just hear it in English and not have to read subtitles. Because I recognize not everybody likes reading subtitles. But anyway, let me tell you in a nutshell the gist of the story. The studio explains that it is set during the early days of Augusto Pinochet's dictatorship in Chile. Chile 76 builds from a quiet character study in the beginning to a suspense as it explores one woman's precarious flirtation with political engagement in her country during that time. Carmen, who's played beautifully by Aline Kuppenheim, leads a sheltered upper middle class existence. She heads to her summer house in the beach in the off season to supervise its renovation. And I say summer house, but of course, down in Chile, our summer is their winter. Anyway, she's renovating this beach house while also performing local charitable works through her church. Her husband, children, and grandchildren come back and forth during the winter vacation weeks, bringing reminders of the world left behind. When the family priest asks her to take care of an injured young man he's been sheltering in secret, Carmen is inadvertently drawn into the world of Chilean political opposition and must face real world threats as she is unprepared to handle with potentially disastrous consequences for her and her entire family. So there are a lot of things I liked about this film. First of all, the leading actress, Aline Kuppenheim, is fantastic in this role. I had never seen her in anything else before. She does an excellent job navigating the very subtle layers, I think, that take her into dangerous situations as she chooses her level of involvement politically and considers what the consequences might be that her actions might have on her loved ones. The entire cast did a really good job and they felt like real people, not actors playing a role. And I always appreciate that. When I see an actor who looks like he's acting and saying lines, it really takes me out and reminds me that I'm watching a movie. But this movie kind of made you disappear into this world. Everything felt authentic and believable, and I like that. The director selected some interesting camera angles in various scenes to remind us of the different perspectives seen in Chile during that time. It's always fascinating for me to spend time in another country in a movie. And in this film, of course, it's Chile. I love seeing what the houses look like and the food looks like and their clothes and cars and everything. I have a nephew who actually lived in Chile for a couple of years, and I would love to go there someday. Of course, the Chile represented in this movie is the 1976 Chile. And so I recognize things have changed since then. We also get to spend some time at a lovely beach house, which is fun. It's always been my dream to live right on the beach like that. When my kids were young, we used to rent a house on the beach once a year for a week, and I love that. The color palette in this film is muted, which underscores this underground movement occurring in the country during that time. And I liked that touch. Now, with all of that praise, there were a few things that I didn't like. For example, it's hard to understand what's going on, especially at first. I hadn't read any of the movie synopsis so that I could just walk into this world in Chile and have no preconceived notions or expectations. Some of the sound effects I thought were interesting choices, but sometimes also super annoying and distracting. I'm sure they were designed to make the audience feel as uncomfortable as the leading lady was feeling with everything going on around her. It's also difficult to see what's happening in the nighttime scenes when the screen is so dark. Some of the viewers will complain that nothing happens. And yeah, you can make an argument for that. It's just kind of life with people coming and going, and you could say nothing happens. But of course, some things do, and it's mostly internal, the changes that this woman experiences. Not all audiences, as I mentioned, are going to enjoy watching foreign films with subtitles. Some viewers won't like the ambivalent ending of this movie. And for some audience who are unfamiliar with Chilean politics, it would have been helpful to see more newspaper headlines or TV announcers explaining the political climate of the day, just to kind of put you in that setting a little bit more and understand it. It also would have been interesting to read something on the screen about what happened in Chile after the events that we see in the film and as they unfold, kind of the rest of the story. So let me give you some tips for parents. First of all, I think kids are going to be very bored. It's one of those adult talking movies. There is smoking and alcohol in the story. A woman takes a lot of pills. Someone gets seasick and throws up over a boat. Blah. I never enjoy seeing that. We see a bloody wound kind of up close. And there is some profanity, and a woman drops an F-bomb in Spanish. So some of the themes that are illustrated well in this movie are risk, patriotism, Chilean politics, of course, freedom, underground rebellion, family, secrets, and service to others. Now, normally I write down funny lines and interesting lines that I think are worth sharing. And maybe because I was so busy reading subtitles, I don't know, nothing really caught that much attention for me. Although I did think there were some interesting lines, I just realized as I looked at my notes, I didn't write anything down. So sorry about that. But I will share some recommendations for some other movies that I think are interesting as well. One is called Neruda, which was filmed in 2016, also takes place in Chile. And actually, this other one, the second one I wanted to recommend, also takes place in Chile. It's called The Club, and that one is a little bit more recent from 2015. So if you like foreign films and you specifically are interested in the country of Chile, check both of those out. All right, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me. I hope that that's helpful in deciding whether or not you want to watch this film. And thank you again also for subscribing. And if you haven't subscribed, that was a little gentle, subtle reminder. Subscribe, like, and comment down below. I would love to hear your thoughts if you do watch this movie. Have a fantastic day, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye for now.